criminal that actually did something, surely he would be prosecuted, right? Well, let's just say there's a reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her, she's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a f. Know about me. 21, I don't care. If he were to start lying and saying, give a f.
What?
Reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her, she's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a f. Know about me. 21, I don't care. If he were to start lying
fucking
and
16-year-old is
saying,
fucking crazy, bro. What the fuck? Andrew Tate's life is falling apart by internet anarchists, man. Did I just say anarchists? Internet anarchists, bro. Bro, this nigga and Andrew Tate, like, bro, this nigga been taking L's at the L's at the L's ever since he got his ass beat, bro. But we about to check this video out, man. Let's get into it.
They clear their name in court. That was Andrew Tate's message from a private jet in March 2025. Exactly 484 days later, US Marshals surrounded him outside a bare-knuckle boxing event, placed him in handcuffs.
They said, where your ass going? They hit that nigga with the scorpion. Get over here.
As of this recording, Andrew and his brother, Tristan, are sitting in a holding cell awaiting extradition to the UK, where they are expected to face 59 charges ranging from forcing himself onto women to the alleged possession of CSAM. Just when they thought they had escaped it all and were publicly celebrating their freedom, it
look
was
what y'all does to
when they
your
thought
ass. Sheesh.
they had escaped.
Look at these niggas, got full-grown beard, like whole different niggas, bro. It's two different niggas, man. Crazy.
Publicly celebrating their freedom, it was all taken away from them in an instant. Now, it looks like this could be the beginning of the end for the Tate brothers. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries and
what's up?
We're up to it, but what's in store for their future? If you've spent any amount of time on social media over the past 4 years, you've probably heard of Andrew Tate whether you wanted to or not. So I'm not going to waste 20 minutes recapping his entire life just to pad the runtime. Andrew and Tristan Tate are British-American brothers who went from being fairly successful kickboxers to becoming two of the most recognizable figures on the internet. You know the rest. Hustlers University, Matrix, Red Pill.
You already know how I feel about them niggas. If anybody watch my channel, bro, I don't fuck with these niggas. I think they con artists for real. Like, they the definition of fake it till you make it. But hey, man.
And millions of dollars generated from teenagers that had nothing better to watch during lockdown. In 2022, Romanian authorities raided their properties and charged both brothers with human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Prosecutors allege
Isn't it crazy how YouTube came to nowadays, bro? Back in the 2010s, I remember that shit, just watching this shit. You could say anything. You probably could upload, you know what I'm saying, the P word. You can upload that shit. Now you can't even say the R word, bro. You gotta say great.
Known as the Loverboy method, presenting themselves as romantic partners to lure women to
Romania.
Watching
the next 10 years, we can't even see cuss words at all. They gotta bleep out every little thing. We gotta bleep out. Like, you can't even post it without it getting bleeped out.
Or coercing them into producing online adult content and taking the majority of the profits for themselves. Allegations like this weren't a one-off thing for the Tates, and it seems their past has come back to haunt them.
Mr. Tate, would you mind signing?
Tate.
You ran up on that nigga.
Mr. Tate, would you mind signing?
Gotta step back a little bit. Hold on, what's going on? I was waiting on your ass. I mean, we reacted to this in the last video, bro. That shit still pissed me off to this day, cause like, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing right now, guy? Like, that shit, like, I see what he's trying to do, but it's just not. And then he got it with the purple flannel. I think this shit hard. No, bro. No.
Tristan, anything to say?
Looking at the footage itself, there are several wild details packed into just a few seconds. The first thing you'll notice is the person filming asking Andrew for an autograph. It's still unclear whether the person recording was working with law enforcement or was simply an actual bystander, but either way, it had the same effect. Andrew immediately slips into fan mode, assuming he's about to sign yet another mouth breather's autograph. Then he sees it. Out of
He
the
caught the
corner
mouth
of his
breather?
eye,
That's tough.
he spots
I'm
the
start calling
officers
people that mouth
closing in.
breathers.
The entire thing appears to have been a
But the
carefully
boy,
planned
I know
ambush.
another YouTuber, Young Don, he called niggas couch chewers. I like using that shit too. You're a fucking couch. I just like saying random ass shit. You're a couch chewer. Like, they're like, what the fuck?
In seconds, undercover agents
Hey,
surround him
man,
from
I'm
every
gonna be
direction.
memorable.
Having
I'm gonna be
been through
memorable.
legal trouble before, Andrew seems to recognize what's happening almost instantly. His first instinct is to hand his phone to one of his bodyguards.
All right, let's bring out our next single
Come on,
guy.
bro. This nigga advertising this video?
Welcome in. What's your name?
Before the officers can seize it.
They
he
still
doesn't
doing
make
pop
it,
the balloon is crazy. I know that's random, but damn.
though. The phone slips out of his hand and falls to the ground, where one of the undercover officers, or potentially an event security guard, picks it up. Then there's another moment that's almost comical. You can see his friend, Justin Waller, trying to pull Andrew's chain over his head before he's fully detained. Instead, it gets caught on the top of his head, and ends up dangling awkwardly from his bald scalp, while officers continue escorting him away. They say pride comes before a fall, and in the
Bald
case of the
scalp.
Tate brothers, it couldn't be more true. Over the past couple of years, the Tates have been using the fact that they weren't in prison yet as proof that they are innocent, and stretching any outcome or delay into
Yeah, that's
claims
what
that
they want you to think. They be getting evident on your stupid looking ass. Why does that nigga ear point out so much? You know that nigga can hear from a mile away in this bitch.
of being exonerated and free, with Andrew taking it to Twitter to make multiple tweets taunting his accusers. Romania, no case. UK, no case. USA, no case. 4 months in jail, 3 years locked in my house. I'm one of the most mistreated men in history. I am in Miami. At Gov Ron DeSantis, find probable cause and arrest me. Tell that weak little twig AG to stop pretending he's a man on the news and come arrest me. Then charge me with a crime. I dare you to arrest and charge me so I can clear my name in a court of law. Come get me. I'm home and waiting all day. For people
2.6
that
million
don't
views.
have the full context, this may come across as legit. If it was a criminal that actually did something, surely he would be prosecuted, right? Well, let's just say there's a reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a know about me. 21, I don't care. If you were to start lying and saying, give a
What?
Reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a know about me. 21, I don't care. If you were to start
21
lying
fucking
and
16-year-old is
saying, all
fucking
these
crazy, bro.
15-year-old
What the fuck? Weirdo. Fucking weirdo, man.
15, sorry, 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get
18.
married at 16. I think.
All right, in Romania, 16, sorry.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants
Bro,
kids with me. Everything.
16 is crazy. I don't think no nigga over the age of. I keep it reasonable. I say. Cause niggas would be like, oh, like, bro, like 18 mess with a 16-year-old, is that really weird? It's only a 2-year difference. Like, she turned 18, he gonna be 20. I said, I don't think you should be more than like 18, probably. I don't even know for real though. But like, nah, 21 is pushing it. Fuck that shit.
Everything.
Hell no.
And we met and we felt whatever. We're in love. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21.
If you're over like the age of 20, honestly, you should be fucking with, nah, like definitely nobody under 18 for sure. You know, 19, like your little pass, 20.
She was 17.
Seriously
That's it.
though,
18
how is
up,
he
that's
not
it.
in prison yet? To understand how he was even free to walk around in Miami, we have to rewind to 2023, when the Tate brothers were placed under a travel ban while Romanian authorities worked through their criminal cases. That ban was lifted in early 2025. Which is pretty shocking once you look at why. According to a New York Times article, the decision was reportedly influenced by the Romanian government's desire to, quote, appease the current US administration. Richard Grenell, a diplomatic envoy for the Trump administration, is said to have discussed the Tate's case with senior Romanian officials, including an advisor to the Prime Minister and the country's foreign minister. After those conversations, an extraordinary order allegedly came down from the highest levels of the Romanian government, instructing prosecutors to find a, quote, compromise with the brothers. Andrew Tate even claimed in private text messages that the Trump administration was, quote, on top of things, and
nigga got
that he
Trump
would
on
be
shit.
free soon, because,
Well, I feel like,
in his words,
you know what I'm
Trump
saying,
needs
it's
to
not
see
gonna go
me
how
in
you think it
Miami.
is.
Legally, there was another major factor. By that point, the
I
prosecution's
need to
case
see
had
that. That's
largely
crazy.
fallen apart.
Nigga
In
sweating
late
his ass off over here.
2024, a Romanian judge threw out the original 2003 indictment for human trafficking, citing procedural mistakes. That ruling prevented the case from moving to trial in its existing form. However, a separate investigation involving allegations of trafficking minors and money laundering was still ongoing, but it had not yet resulted in an active indictment. Legal experts described this as a quote lull in the proceedings, meaning there was technically no live indictment against the brothers when they requested permission to travel. So, in short, Romanian prompted the case so badly that the Tate brothers were ultimately allowed to leave the country. Whether the current US administration was quietly pulling strings behind the scenes is still up for debate. Looking back though, it's hard not to wonder.
And then he said he did got Trump's admin or whatever. What did he have to do to do that? Because you know Trump ain't doing nothing for free. Come on.
If letting them
That's
travel
why all these rappers be going for that shit, because they be trying to get the pardon, but they don't be like, they'll like put on some coon shit, like, you know what I'm saying, choosing that side, the MAGA side, but they just doing that shit to get something out of it, obviously.
ended up being a 4D chess move. By allowing them into the United States, it may have made it easier for authorities to pursue extradition later. Who knows?
Damn.
What matters
So niggas is thinking that this shit was all plotted to get these niggas. That's tough.
is during those months
That's
of
tough.
freedom, and
That's some
even
chess
before
shit.
their initial travel ban release, the Tates had been desperately trying to make as much money as humanly
should've stayed your ass in
possible,
Dubai.
as
Who
well
told
as
you to
battle
come over
for
here?
any
You know what I'm
kind of
saying? What the
relevance.
fuck?
If you thought the legal cases were the only thing dragging Tate down, somehow it gets even more embarrassing. Around the same time his criminal charges were hanging over his head, he decided the obvious next business venture was crypto. Which is funny because this is the same guy who had spent years saying he would never promote scam coins and that he wasn't like all the other influencers trying to rob their audiences. That position changed pretty quickly once the money started drying up. Suddenly, Andrew Tate was promoting coin after coin, with the most infamous one being called Daddy Coin. The biggest problem for Tate wasn't people making fun of
Andrew, bro, come on, bro. You really gonna sit here and have male
this
fans
one
and
being
shit,
called Daddy
and
Coin.
then you know endorse a fucking a shit coin as they call it as daddy, bro? That shit kind of like, man.
The biggest problem for Tate wasn't people making fun
bro.
of the name, although there was
Nah,
plenty of
bro.
that. It was
What the
when
fuck?
CoffeeZilla started digging into it in October 2024. Tate insisted he was simply helping his followers make money, but the blockchain activity and promotional posts painted a very different picture of Tate, essentially rug pulling his most dedicated followers. Instead of addressing the criticism, Tate completely melted down. He leaked CoffeeZilla's email address, encouraged his followers to spam him, and uploaded videos doubling down on promoting Daddy Coin. As if that wasn't enough,
Daddy Coin
things
is
somehow got even worse.
Bro, why is niggas calling it daddy coin, bro? I'm not fucking with that, bro. Bro, this nigga has a fucking audience full of male fans and niggas calling his shit daddy coin, bro. That shit, hell nah, boy. Like, that shit ain't it, bro. Oh, God.
With the real world, Tate's rebranded version of Hustlers University. The platform was marketed as an exclusive community where members could supposedly learn to escape the quote matrix
niggas
and
tryna get
become
money off y'all
financially
niggas.
free. In reality, it looked more like a Discord clone layered with subscriptions, rankings, tokens, and enough gamification to keep people paying every month.
There you
Then
go.
the entire thing got hacked. Because the platform was reportedly
That is the, I
running
think
out
that is the perfect definition of what these niggas do to you right here.
then the
Is the perfect definition of this shit. I like this. Yeah, all y'all niggas that bought that shit like a dumbass, this is what them niggas did to your ass. That's tough.
entire thing got hacked. Because the platform was reportedly running outdated software with known security vulnerabilities, hackers
niggas
were
was
able
hacking.
to gain access far more easily
Correct.
than anyone expected. They flooded the site with memes, altered emojis across the place into complete chaos, while members watched in real time. The hackers leaked roughly 14 gigabytes of internal data, including over 800,000 user email addresses, private messages, and information connected to Tate's exclusive War Room community. Members who had paid
You telling me, bro, you telling me y'all niggas have hella people in that bitch, probably hundreds of thousands, probably, maybe thousands. I don't know how many is in that motherfucker. But you telling me you are like, you are world famous. You had these niggas sign up for this shit, and you didn't have barely any security, bro. That don't even sound right to me, bro. I don't know, man.
Thousands of
some
dollars
stupid.
for supposed
That sounds stupid to me,
privacy
I ain't gonna lie.
suddenly found their information exposed online. Fast forward to December of 2025, Tate decided to step into a boxing ring with influencer Chase Moore. Despite constantly portraying himself as an
we all know what happened with that.
and
If you
one
know,
of the
you know.
toughest men on the internet, the exhibition ended up doing more damage to his ego than any court already had. Chase was bigger, more aggressive, and repeatedly pushed the pace, while Tate
Mind you, this is an amateur. This is supposed to be a professional boxer in the past.
struggled to establish any real control. Clips of Tate getting backed up around the ring spread
This nigga
everywhere
can't fight.
online,
He isn't. This
and
nigga right
the
here cannot fight. He is an amateur, bro.
fight quickly became
This nigga's supposed to be a professional kickboxer.
another example
How does a
people
professional kickboxer get beat up by an amateur?
pointed to whenever he talked about being an unstoppable alpha male. With all that in mind, it comes as no surprise that the Tate brothers were arrested in Miami. It's almost like they were suddenly jolted awake from this fantasy they had been living in, where they thought they had escaped the reach of the law. Sure, they were getting humiliated left and right, but as long as they weren't sitting in a jail cell, none of it really
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
mattered. They could still plan yacht parties, host events, network with influential people, and carry on like nothing had happened. Now, that's all over. This wasn't just a wake-up call about where Andrew Tate stands legally, it was also a wake-up call about his popularity. Almost immediately after the arrest, people across Twitter and other social media platforms started making fun of him, especially his outfit, myself included, because
Bro, we all made fun of that nigga. You feel me? I had to, because he looks crazy. Yo, what the fuck? Bro, niggas is funny as fuck,
making
bro.
fun of him, especially his outfit.
Nah, this is crazy right here, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to take a picture of this motherfucker. Man.
Myself included, because let's be honest, that might be one of the fruitiest outfits a man has ever worn. Some claimed they found the exact outfit on a women's clothing website. Then, the courtroom sketch was released, and people immediately started clowning on Tristan Tate's failed hair transplant. They really couldn't help themselves, and who can blame them? Following the arrest, the Tate's legal representative, Joseph McBride, released a public statement saying,
I didn't
"We
know
are
that nigga had hair
legal
transplant. I
couldn't
thought he
help
just got the
themselves,
good genes.
and counting on
That nigga
released
brother
and
bald as
Tristan
shit.
are innocent. We are working to get them out of there as soon as
hair
possible."
transplant.
Just as a side note, Joseph McBride actually has a YouTube channel that you can go look at right now. It's filled with AI-generated thumbnails, and most of the videos barely crack triple digits in views. Some don't even reach 100. It's exactly the kind of YouTube channel you would expect Andrew Tate's lawyer to have. Tate has also responded to the arrests by having
That's
someone
what he
post
doing,
things
that's what it
like,
is.
"If I was really a sexual predator like grooming gangs, Prince Andrew, BBC presenters, or Lord Mandelson, Epstein's best
tripping.
friend, the British police
Tripping.
would
My
not be
mind is
hunting me
fucked.
around the globe."
That nigga said
Mandelson
BBC
will
predators.
predator like
I'm
grooming
like,
gangs,
what?
Prince Andrew, BBC
I
presenters,
think they
or
talking
Lord
about the
Mandelson,
network.
Epstein's best friend, the British police would not be hunting me around the globe. They would be protecting me. Of course, it's probably his legal PR team running the accounts right now. I seriously doubt he has access to his phone. The replies to that post are also locked, which is pretty funny considering how much he talks about free speech. Elon Musk even replied to someone quoting the post, calling it his quote, strongest argument. Around the same time, a 3-hour interview with Tate that he prepared before being arrested was released, where he spends hours talking about how the Matrix and the global elites are coming after
Did he
him.
know he was gonna get
The
arrested?
timing of that
He just so
interview
happened to
feels
film this
especially
shit.
strange. It almost comes across like there's a coordinated effort to repair Andrew's public image,
You know what I'm
which is
saying?
funny because that's exactly the kind
He
of
just so happened to
operation
come out-
he always
he
claims
probably
is
knew.
working against him. Meanwhile, the richest man on the planet is publicly siding with him, or at the very least showing empathy for his situation. Remember when I mentioned earlier that Tate supposedly said Trump wanted to see him or needed him in Miami? Well, it turns out that's not the case. Trump has essentially said he will not step in to stop the Tates from being returned to the United Kingdom after their arrest. The future for the Tates is looking extremely grim, the walls are finally closing in on them after all these years. If they are found guilty of these charges, they very well could serve life in prison, as 10 of Andrew's charges carry life sentences. The British government very likely wants to make an example of them to show the world that people like the Tate brothers cannot get away with essentially bragging about sex trafficking women, allegedly.
I messaged her, she's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a know about me. 21, I don't care.
Will the Tates finally get to the justice they deserve? Or do they somehow have an ace in the hole that will get away to make Andrew's charity of them to show the world that people like the Tate brothers cannot.
I'm only 16. I was like,
and this ain't like this old as shit. This is like relatively new within the past couple years. That's fucking insane. So he just saying this shit openly. Wow.
Give a know about me. 21, I don't care.
Will the Tates finally get to the justice they deserve? Or do they somehow have an ace in the hole that could get them out of this jam? For now, all we can do is wait and see. But if I had money to bet, I would wager that Top G is slated to become a bottom very soon.
Hang up that computer call.
I see what he did there, but if y'all enjoyed that video, please comment, share, subscribe, do all that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep giving y'all this content if y'all appreciate it. I appreciate y'all, but I'll see y'all later. Peace, man.